Okay. Okay. Okay, here you go. You guys can see me and hear me now, right? You guys tell me. You can see me and hear me now, can't you? Can't you? Tell me. Tell me. Tell me you can see me. You can see me and hear me now, can't you? Tell me, come on, somebody speak up, because I'm going to tell you what happened here in a second. Somebody tell me, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Okay. Okay, you guys. Oh, I'm Bill the Geek. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. I'm Bill the Geek, broadcasting live from Mazatlan, Mexico. And I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. And on the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, we make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. We're 8 minutes into the broadcast. I've been talking my butt off about all kinds of things. Okay, you guys, you got to hear this. Okay, you guys, you got to hear this. I get up at 6:30. I've got all my clips together for video. I've got my lighting set up, the camera set up, got the mic set up, my windows are set up, all my lights are green, and I got lighting all around. And then on this one application, OBS, you click start streaming, and then I can see my face talking 2 times. And I can see the audio, the little audio thing is going up and down. That means that this one application can hear me. But then there's a very important button that I need to click in YouTube. And that button is the Go Live button. I didn't click the Go Live button. And if I don't click that, you guys can't see or hear anything. So anyway, okay, we got that taken care of. Wow, what a dope I am. I got to remember to click Go Live. But anyway, I'm Bill the Geek, and now we are broadcasting live from Mazatlan, Mexico. We have a lot to talk about today. And for you new people that haven't been here before, I Bill the Geek, Bill Dallas Lewis, I have lived here for 17 years. I am very happy to be in Mexico. And when I was blacked out before I hit the Go Live button, I said hello to everyone. I said hello to everyone. I said hello to Dan Mack. I said hello to Jack Webb. I said hello to the first person who was in the house this morning. And that was Keith Hanna. Keith Hanna was in the house. That girl who lives 2 blocks away from me. We go to Walmart shopping for groceries every other Tuesday. And she is in the house. Catherine, that is my mother's middle name. She is in the house. Dr. John in the house. Autumn Green. Dan Mack from my hometown, Columbus, Ohio, German Village, is in the house. Go Bucks and go Schmidt Sausage House. If you ever go to Columbus, Ohio, you want to go to German Village, go to Schmidt Sausage House and get a Bahama Mama. That's like a sausage. It's a German restaurant, and they've got all kinds of wonderful things to eat there. Right on, everybody. Right on, everybody. Chris. Hello, Bill again. I've been more of your friends in Lakeside. They say so many good things about you. Donating coming soon, amigo. Yeah, you guys feel free to donate. And the only person that donated last week was Katrina the Maker with $5. I took her $5. I got 5 tacos, and that fed me for a whole week. Lynn Pinkerton from Wyoming. William Stoneman, morning. We all have had that kind of morning. Oh yeah. So we have a lot. There's a lot going on in Mexico. I have a big list here. Last week I put up a video, an interview with Robert of the Reina del Mar Bed and Breakfast. I did that interview. I had a problem with him. BJ is in the house. Welcome, BJ. But I had a problem with the interview with Robert. It's only like a 15-minute interview. Their business is booming. I showed you some clips. I put up the sailboat interview. This week, I've got a couple of videos coming up this week. And pretty much I have videos planned out for the next 2 weeks. But first of all, Brian Free, hey Brian from North Bay, is in the house going for a residency later this week in Toronto. Good luck. William Sorensen, thank you very much for your donation. $2 is like $80 in the United States, and it is greatly appreciated. So I'm trying to, you guys don't know, before I hit the go live button, I had said a bunch of things. Now I'm trying to remember what I said, but a lot is going on down here in my interview with Robert of the Reina del Mar Apartments. And I'm going to mention some things here this morning. I got my hoodie on. Usually I wear a t-shirt, but I wanted to wear something colorful. I really like this t-shirt. Jack Webb. Thank you so much, Jack. And you gave Jack Webb, I talked with Jack Webb on the phone about 10 days ago, and Jack Webb gave me a great idea for a video, and I think I might make, Jack Webb, I think I'm going to make this video this week. And I'm going to tell you, it sounds, Jack Webb, thank you so much. But Jack Webb, he gave me this idea, and I'm going to make a video, and I'm going to call it the first thing you should do before you visit or move to any city in Mexico. That's what this video is going to be. And this is the first thing you should do when you put your feet on the ground in Mexico if you are visiting or if you are moving here. This is the first thing you should do. And if you do this, your trip will be totally different. Now, okay, so what is this video going to be about? It's going to be about the first thing you should do once you put your feet on the ground in Mexico, after you get checked in to wherever it is you're going. This is the first thing you should do. You should hire a guide. Now, Jack Webb has been to Ajijic, Chapala many times. He's looking for properties. He's been all around Chapala, even though he's in Lexington, Kentucky. But in this phone conversation with him, he said, I'm paying this guy X amount of money for a week, and he's going to take me all around Chapala, all around Ajijic. He's going to spend the whole day with me and my wife. He's going to show us all the restaurants, all the places to go, all the little local towns and pueblos, and he's going to spend a whole week with us. And I forget what the exact dollar amount was, but it was a substantial amount of money. And let me say this, I moved to Puerto Vallarta 17, 18 years ago, and I didn't know anything. And right now I'm broadcasting out of my living room, dining room, kitchen, and a block away from where I lived, there was a little, here they call them tiendas, and you could buy almost anything. Rice, sugar, milk, beer, bacon. I mean, imagine this place was just filled with stuff. And I'm going to say for about a month, that's where I went to buy everything. I didn't know where anything was. What a dope I was. If I had been smart, the first thing I should have done when I moved to Puerto Vallarta was to hire a guide. Hire a guide. There's somebody that speaks English that you can pay them like 300 pesos for the whole day. That's like $15. And they will show you all around town. And you need to ask them things like, where's the grocery store? Where's the gas station? And I lived in Puerto Vallarta for like 10 years. I didn't even know there was a Costco in Puerto Vallarta. For 5 years, I didn't know what the name of the grocery store was. I didn't know that they had a fabulous mall that was only like 3 miles away from where I lived. I didn't know where the swap meet was, where you could buy videos, new videos, like every week with the newest movies coming out in the United States. If I had paid money for a guide to take me around all around town. So it took me about 3 years. And you should ask them, where do the rich people live? Where do the middle class people live? And then you can see how different people live in, where the poor people live. What's it like if you go a little bit outside of town? And there's Jack Webb. He's saying, oh, okay, we got bride and maiden in the house. Jack Webb, $1,000 for my wife and me. Money very well spent. There you go. $1,000 for him to see everything and to know everything. So I'm making that video. I think I'm going to make that tomorrow. Bride and maiden is in the house. Good morning, Bill, and all in the house. Just got back to Canada from Mexico. We missed you, Brian, for the last couple of weeks. Ricardo and Muchula were awesome. Yeah, Jack, can you email the contact information for those people so I can share that information with other people? So that video is coming out this week. So anyway, so that video is coming out. I want to talk about the FM. I've got some information about the FMM card. Here we go. There are some FMM changes coming out, and for those of you that don't know, the FMM is that little card or the piece of paper that you fill out. It used to be you would get on the airplane, you'd fill out on there. Then they put it online. You could print it out and just take it with you into the country. This used to be an automatic 180-day visa. That has changed, I'm going to say, within the last year. I have some ideas about that also. Dr. John, thank you so much for your contribution to the channel. Thank you so much. Your contribution, that $5 gets me 5 tacos. That'll last me for a week. But anyway, with the FMM card, yeah, and you guys know, you guys that have been showing up recently, you know that some people have been coming into the country. They give you, instead of 180 days, they give you 14 days, or they might give you 2 weeks, which is same as 14 days. Okay. But they're changing that so that now when you come into the country, they're going to make it so you don't need the FMM paper. They're going to stamp your passport. But the thing is, they will stamp your passport, but it's going to be a gradual change. So some places you'll still have the FMM. Some place they will stamp your passport. So that is some places right now they will stamp your passport. Also, if you're coming in, it's up to the immigration official to decide how much time you get in Mexico? Do you get 180 days? Do you get a month? Do you get 2 months? How much time do you get? So you need some pay. Some people just come in, they automatically give them 180 days. But if you have some paperwork that shows that, like, you paid somebody to stay in an Airbnb for 180 days, or you paid to be in a hotel and you have the receipt. So I was thinking this morning, what if when you book your airline ticket, what if you fly into Mexico on one day and you book your return flight 180 days later? Then you would, and then you pay for it. So there's your documentation right there. That's an automatic 180-day visa. And then after you get the 180-day visa, then you can call the airlines and change your flight information whenever you want to. I just had that idea this morning. I don't know if you can book a flight. You fly in today and I'm going to fly back 180 days later. I don't even know if you can do that. But anyway, it's an idea that I had this morning. Nash, maybe a bit off topic, but any advice on writing an ebook considering your experience? Okay, Nash, you talking about me writing an ebook or you writing an ebook? I have 2 ebooks on Amazon.com about moving to Puerto Vallarta. You can, and my pen name, well, I have 3 pen names on Amazon. One of them is Bill the Geek. I only have 3 books from Bill the Geek on Amazon. And 2 of them, it's Moving to Puerto Vallarta, being an expat, part 1, and Moving to Puerto Vallarta, part 2. And they were written like 5-6 years ago. The information is dated, but there's still a lot of handy information in there. My 3rd book on Amazon is Bill the Geek is What I Learned at Dartmouth, the $300,000 education. And it's all about life. Okay, my life hows. I heard that if you're coming in on the Kanye, you still need the paper FMM. Yeah, it's going to be different throughout Mexico, and these changes will probably continue to happen for a couple of years. I've heard that if you fly into Cancun, you don't need any visa, and I heard something similar about somewhere else. So that is the FMM. Okay, so let's move on to climate and things that are going on in the world. When I did the interview with Robert, they just opened their bed and breakfast 1 year ago. And before they even opened the door, they got a booking for the year 2024. And this guy booked their entire bed and breakfast for a week for 2024. And why was that? It was because of the eclipse. And we're going to get to that in a second. 1700 GM. Some people say the 180 days is back. Some people say it's not. Some say it's all depends on where you enter Mexico, and that is very true. Very true. That is exactly right. But the thing is, there's going to be a solar eclipse in 2024. And this is why the guy booked the bed and breakfast for a full week from Robert, the week that they opened. And this eclipse happens on April 8th, 2024 at 10:51, the local time. I'm going to show you the place. where this is going to happen. Now, what is this is a total eclipse. So what happens in a total eclipse? Well, in a total eclipse, you're going to be outside. You might be at the beach like this. And in a total eclipse, all of a sudden, things are going to happen. And all of a sudden, this is going to look like this. And it's going to be like that for about 4 minutes. That's what a total solar eclipse is. You go from that to this. Okay, so now the funny thing is, I looked up on the internet is where is the best place on the planet to see the solar eclipse. Now, here's the zinger. Here's the date, and it says local time there. So where is the best place to see the solar eclipse? Mazatlan, Mexico. You just go to Google, look it up. Go to Google and look it up. Mazatlan, Mexico is the best place in the world to see the solar eclipse of 2024. And these things, in the last 150 years, there have only been 15 of them, and it depends on who you talk to as to when the last one was. But and the visibility changes all over the world. Oh, Jack Webb, I was probably the only one in Kentucky to watch the Dartmouth football game last night. Sorry about the outcome. Yeah, I played football at Dartmouth. That's a whole different story. But the eclipse, now you can watch the eclipse. There's a path. You can look up the path. They say the best place to be is in Mazatlan or the state of Durango, which is about 3 hours away from here. My landlord lives in Durango, and I want to do a video about Durango. But they have a path. You can look at the total eclipse path. It goes all the way through the United States, Mexico, the United States, and Canada. The Cleveland Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is that's one of the places to watch the eclipse in Cleveland. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is planning a big party. But where would you rather be? What's the date on that thing? The date, April. Where would you rather be watching the eclipse? In Cleveland or in Mazatlan? So if you're making plans for 2024 total eclipse, consider Mazatlan, Mexico. Okay, so we have more stuff here. And God bless if there's anybody in Florida. I know Joan is in Florida. We haven't heard from her today. We haven't heard from Granny today. Is there anybody in Florida? And God bless all you people in Florida that went through all of that stuff. Dan Mack, chances are it's cloudy in Cleveland. Cleveland, the mistake by the lake. Okay. So let's move along here. Also, and in many of my videos, oh my God, Katrina the Maker, thank you so much for your contribution. I got 40 people in the house, 14 likes, and I got $22 in contributions. That's a lot of money down here. I can pay my rent for $22. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Now, in many videos, I briefly mention, or sometimes when we're having these live chats, okay, we're going to talk about in a second about the hurricane. But I always talk about young people moving to Mexico. And I say, don't wait until you're 65. Don't wait until you're 65 to move to Mexico. When I moved to Mexico, I was like 45 years old. I've been able to enjoy Mexico. I can still walk and get around. I can breathe. I can still swim in the ocean. You know, when you hit 65, who knows what's going to be going on? But they say that their CBS News this week says that thousands of young Americans are moving to Mexico and they're working online. That's what CBS News says this week. Thousands of Americans are moving to Mexico and working online. Many of them are moving to Mexico City. And, you know, that's good. But they say the bad thing is the gentrification, meaning many Americans move into one area. And I think that Ajijic would be an example of that. When you get many Americans moving in and the prices go up and up and up, and then Americans and Canadians can't afford to live there, let alone Mexicans. And this has happened. The gentrification is happening also in Mexico City. But with all the, especially after the virus, people got used to working online. Companies got used to paying people for working online. I mean, my rent, I think that my rent is high right now. My rent is $650 a month. I think that's high for Mexico, but I've only been here for 3 months. I think I have a 2-year lease. I think after 2 years, maybe I can find a better deal, maybe $550 a month. Maybe I'll move to a smaller village. I work at home. I don't go anywhere. So I could move to a smaller village and probably pay like $400 a month. But anyway, you can work online, save a lot of money. You don't see any snow. People are very friendly. You can eat very healthy. So don't wait. Don't wait until you're 65 to move here. Come down when you are very young. Okay, let's move on to some weather stuff. Also in the news, which is, I got 2 more. This is silly stuff. Silly stuff in the news about Mexico. Here you go. The United States imported $4 billion worth of avocados last year. $4 billion. That's up from like $2.5 billion a year ago. They say 2 years ago, Americans were eating like 1 pound of avocados a year. Now they're eating 9 pounds of avocados a year. Down here, they call avocados green gold, and many of the avocado plantations are run by the cartel. You know, when you think of the cartel, you think about marijuana, cocaine, heroin. No, that's the cartel. I don't want to talk about the cartel too much because I don't want to get shot. But when you talk about the cartel in Mexico, the marijuana, the cocaine, and the heroin, that's the chump change. That's all the chump change. The cartels, they deal in the big money in Mexico, and avocados are big money. Also, metal exports and stuff like that. There's some big money down here that you would not believe. Camping Allen, good morning, Bill, from Curway, Colorado. But in LA this week, flying my boss back to Colorado this morning. Stay safe in the hurricane. Okay, let's get to some other little details about Mexico. Next year, there will be no more daylight savings time in Mexico. No more daylight savings time. Daylight savings time is dead in Mexico, and thank God. I tell you, they should kill daylight savings time every year. I work online. I teach classes online. I do these live broadcasts. And this year, it's like in another week, Mexico goes on daylight savings time. In the United States, you guys go on daylight savings time a week later. Okay, because I lived in Central Time Zone for like 16 years. Now I live in Mountain Time. I mean, so when I do business throughout the United States online, I have to figure out California time, New York time, Ohio time, who's in what time zone. And then we go on daylight savings time. If we all change times at the same time, I'd be good with that. I'd be cool, but Mexico changes one week, and then the United States changes another week, and Europe changes another week, and that's just mind-boggling. So I'll be happy when this time zone is always the same. Always the same. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about something. I'm going to get to weather here in a minute. But I'm going to talk about something now. Some of this may be offensive to some of my viewers, but I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to talk about it. I know I'm going to lose some subscribers when I talk about this. I know I'll probably lose about 10 subscribers when I talk about this. But I'm going to bring it up. What I'm going to talk about now, some people are going to get upset. I know it's coming, but here we go. And this is what I want to talk about now in Mexico, and that is Americans coming to Mexico for abortions. And this is pretty wild, I think. I mean, I would think that, and I don't even know why I looked this up, but I'm going to make a video about this. I mean, what? Most of Mexico is Catholic, and you know the Catholic Church is pretty much anti-abortion. I don't know if you would say that Mexico is conservative. I don't know. But they just legalized abortion in Mexico like a year ago. I think it was September 21st of last year. It's not legal in every state in Mexico, but you can do searches on the internet and it will show you the locations where abortion is available. Now, I don't know a lot about abortions. I'm not a doctor, but I know that in the United States, for the drugs that you take for that, the abortion pills, they give you 2 pills. Down here, they only give you 1. They're just starting to have inpatient where you can get an abortion. But anyway, I did a search for abortions in Mexico. They're less expensive than in the United States, and they have, to my surprise, they have an abortion clinic here in Mazatlan. So you can't get an abortion everywhere in Mexico. It's almost like the FMM card. I would say in 2 or 3 years, that piece of paper will not exist. You'll get your thing stamped. They're talking about going electric on that. But I would say it's going to be the same with abortion. And now Well, they stay in Tijuana. They have places in Tijuana, and the owner of one of the clinics in Tijuana say that it used to be that 25% of the people came into that place. 25% were Americans. Now it's up to 50% people coming in from Texas. So anyway, abortion is here. It's available. So for you people having problems with that in the United States, you can come down here and nobody will bother you. So let's keep moving. Let's see what else we have here on the list. Oh, okay. Now this is funny. So I'm watching all the Florida stuff, and Granny, and I think it's Joan Crawford. Deep think now. Abort something. I abort something every morning. Chat 69. Okay. Larry Edmond. Hola, Bill. What is Upper LA for race Ahihic living like? It is. Let me come over here. I have to do a little cleaning here. Okay. I got this guy putting this stuff on live chat, and I've never had anybody post. Here we go. Oh, hi. Here we go. I'm gonna click this button, and this user. Okay, so I've got to click that button a few more times and just remove that person's stuff. And they may continue to put it up. This is something that we have never experienced here. So we'll just keep on clicking away until the idiot goes away. Oh, he won't go away. Okay. Oh, well, you guys will just have to look at that. We'll just report him. There you go. Pornography and sexual expression. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to report this a couple more times here. And it's funny we haven't had more of this on the channel. But so we reported him again. And so they will be taking care of that with YouTube. And hopefully he will be found and never be able to post on YouTube ever again. And excuse me, folks, but it's funny. We've been doing this for a year and we've never had any creepy people before. So excuse me. That's funny. Okay. Here we go. There we go. There we go. They've got all kinds of wonderful options to get rid of the guy here. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, great. Okay, great. Okay, now here we go. Okay. Hola, Bill. Okay. Larry. What is Upper Floresta Ahihic living like? It's beautiful. That is a beautiful community. They have beautiful streets, beautiful trees. You can rent horses in that area. The houses are beautiful. I'm going to say the only drawback is, it's about a third of a mile from Walmart. It's about a third of a mile from downtown Ahihic. So you're going to do some walking if you live in that area, but it is beautiful. But I would invest in getting a golf cart. And then if you get a golf cart, then you can get there. You can get everywhere you want to walk to get to in a couple of minutes, and you will be very fine. Okay, let's see what else is going. Dr. John, ditching DST won't make my life any easier for those living south of the border. The problem lies in coordinating time with all other zones throughout the world who follow their own schedule. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind daylight savings time, but it's just like, oh my God. Oh, yeah, whatever. Okay, so now let's get to the good stuff. I've been watching the Florida hurricane. For the last 2 or 3 days. And then that girl, my neighbor, she contacts me and she says, Bill, we have a Hurricane Orleans, coming to Mazatlan. Here it comes. Here it comes, Bill. We're going to have a hurricane. Okay, so here it is right here. And I went to another website. Here's a better look. And you can see the red arrow, and in the very fine print in white letters, you can see the word Mazatlan. And we're right on the coast. Right now, it's a tropical storm. It's a tropical storm right now, but it is supposed to hit as a Category 1 hurricane, and that is supposed to hit Monday morning at 6 a.m. And it's supposed to come in as either a tropical storm or as a Category 1 hurricane. And look at that. I mean, let's see. Here we go. There you go, right there. It's coming. It's supposed to be here Monday at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Mountain Time. So, and then, I mean, this, okay, Brenda, yeah. Thanks for keeping everything clean. You're very welcome, BJ, Brian, Maiden. I'm still bouncing from all the cobblestone roads. Yeah. I tell you what, the cobblestone roads in Ahihique and Chapala. I mean, I bought a bicycle for like $150, a brand new bicycle, 18 speed, and I never used it just because of the cobblestone. It was terrible. Jack Webb. This week I test rode my neighbor's electric pedal assist bicycle. I noticed lots of folks on the bike and walk path using them. So this week I contacted someone about an electric bike for Pam and me. And Jack Webb, we had neighbors with those electric bikes. They super enjoyed it. And the electric bikes, they have those big giant tires, so it's like you're riding on a cushion of air. And then they have that giant bike path that goes all the way from Chapala to Ahihique and beyond, so you can just turn on the electricity and cruise and not use any gas. So that's it. Okay, you need to load up. Oh, yeah, I need to go get some water, but there's more climate. What? About 10 days ago, Mexico City had a 7.8 earthquake. And then a couple of days later, they had a 6.8 earthquake. And that earthquake went all through Michoacan and Colima. 2,000 houses were not destroyed, but damaged in Colima. In Michoacan, 3,000 houses were damaged from the earthquake. And then yesterday, this happened. Yesterday morning, here you go. Popocatépetl. explodes Friday morning. Is this climate change or what? So where is, and it's only steaming. That's only steam. It doesn't have lava popping out or anything like that. So where is this volcano? Where is, the sadness. Oh, Brian Maiden. Oh, okay. This volcano is only about 50 miles from Mexico City. So in Mexico, we have hurricanes, we have earthquakes. Everything is going on down here. Now, Brian Maiden, the sadness of seeing some of the street dogs so hungry. Puebla, yes, Big Mike. The sadness of seeing some of the street dogs so hungry. Yes, and there's a wealthy woman in Ajijic, and she has an organization that just helps dogs. Oh, what is her name? Somebody help me with her name. Everybody, she has pictures of dogs all outside of her house. She's a fabulous woman, and she rescues dogs. She has a rescue center for dogs. And they treat dogs totally different in Mexico than they do in the United States, because in Mexico they don't have dog catchers. They just let the wild dogs live in the streets, but the wild dogs are totally different than in the United States. They're very mellow, and many people will feed the wild dogs. Lassie. No, I'm not talking about Lassie, Big Mike. Lassie. You guys are crazy. Oh, what is her name? But anyway, also I remember in Puerto Vallarta they had dog rescue places to get cats neutered, places to get dogs neutered, all for free. Jack Webb, I noticed lots of people putting water pans outside of their doors and businesses, God bless them, in Ajijic. There's a meat shop. There are a few meat shops in Chapala, Ajijic, that feed the stray dogs on a regular basis. And you'll see, like, maybe they just feed one of the stray dogs, but you'll see the stray dogs waiting out there in the morning. 1700 GM. Do they still have bullfights in Mexico? I don't know. I know that there's a bullfight ring in Chapala. They used to have bullfights there every Wednesday afternoon at 5 o'clock. I don't know if they still have them, but if they do have them, I think they have evolved from the Spanish version where they stick the spear down the spine of the bull. I think they've gotten rid of that altogether. Also, there's been a regular person. Yes, they do. Okay, Big Mike. Yes, they do. There's been a regular person that has asked me about 5 times over the course of the last year, do Mexican banks have safety deposit boxes? Do Mexican banks have safety deposit boxes? I just did a search on the internet and I found out that some do, some don't. And those that do charge you a lot more for that. And I've heard that they are very expensive to get a safety deposit box for the banks that do have them. And what I found out was there is an alternative service, and these places are like banks, kind of, sort of, except all they do is safety deposit stuff. They have a big safe, maybe they have a few small safes, and you rent space in the big safe, or you can rent out a little safe. But those are very expensive also. Annette Williams, thank you. Christine Prowls in Ecuador, I believe. Thank you, Christine. Annette Williams Thompson, she does fabulous things for the Ajijic community, and one of her specialties is Dog Rescue. If you go to Facebook and type in Annette Williams Thompson, you will find her Facebook page. And if you fly in to Ajijic, or of course you can't do that, you'd have to go into Guadalajara. If you can get to Ajijic, and if you will take a stray dog with you back to the United States, Annette Williams Thompson will give you a free place to stay in her home. Her home is a mansion. I think she has like 5 kitchens. It's unbelievable. I interviewed her about a year and a half ago. But yeah, if you come in, she will find you a stray dog. You can stay in her house for a night or two for free, as long as you take the stray dog out of Mexico. Okay, you guys. Well, we've been ripping and roaring today. Sure, I make videos. That's what I do. Big Mike, Wednesday afternoon bullfights are popular among local citizens and tourists. Visitors can watch them with eagerness as matadors dance with some of the world's largest and fiercest bulls. Thank you, Big Mike. 1972, NYC. I am a Mexican born 50-year-old and want to return to Mexico. I have to learn to live in Mexico after being in the United States all my life. Not an easy task. I don't know, 1972. I don't know. Just come down and chill out. Hopefully you know some Spanish. Yeah. I mean, I can't live in the United States. United States is too complicated for me. And I don't see how people of color can live in the United States. Black people, Mexicans, Asians, Native Americans. It's just too hard. It's too hard to live in the United States for a person of color. It's hard for white people in the United States. But whatever. Come on down. You'll have a good time. Now, I spend a lot of time working on the videos. Terry Don Marshall. Hi, Bill. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Terry Don. And I work a lot. I go out and walk around a lot. I think a lot. And sometimes I just need some comic relief. So about 2 or 3 months ago, I found Trevor Noah, and I forget the name of his show, but he took Jon Stewart's job, and so I've been watching his reruns on YouTube, and this week, some nights I watched like maybe 5 episodes of Trevor Noah. And I would just sit there and laugh and laugh and laugh, because laughing makes me feel good. But Trevor Noah, he's so funny. He's so funny, and I love his show. So yesterday I find out that he's leaving the show. And it's all good. The network says it's all good. And he says it's all good. He's been there for 7 years. I'm so sad. But that was so entertaining for me. Okay. I'm almost out here, folks. Brian Maiden. Have a great weekend, Bill, and all in the house. May Heineken be with you. Heineken is about 15 minutes away. I'm looking at my notes to see what I left out, looking at my list over here to see what I left out. I think I've hit everything. Yes, I have hit everything on the list, you guys. Bill the Geek. And I got to say, I love you all. Thanks for coming. Thanks for clicking the like button 21 times. Thank you for your contributions. If you're watching the show and you're watching the rebroadcast and you'd like to donate, there's a donate button down at the bottom of the description, and you can donate via PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, or American Express. Crapo. Dr. John, Americans thinking of moving to Mexico need to be prepared to make some major altitude adjustments if they are to be happy there. Edward, adios, Bill. Adios, Edward. Dr. John, I've never had a problem with altitude, but I've run into about 10 people in Ajijic that had to leave because the altitude problem was just too much for them. They had to leave. What the altitude's like 5,000 feet here. So yeah, you have to come and check it out, or check out the altitude on the map and see if you can adjust to that. Okay, you guys, I'm Bill the Geek, and this is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. We go live every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. So I love you all. Thank you all for joining us today. We will have more altitude. That beer is popular with Mexicans in Mexico. Yeah. Okay. What, Bill? What? That was altitude. Bill, that was altitude. Attitude. It's been a tough day, man. Attitude. That's funny. Attitude. Oh, it's been a tough. Thank you, guys. Okay, adios, you guys. I'm Bill the Geek. Even Keith Hanna, the first one in, and he's out. Thank you so much. Love you all. I'll have more contact. Oh my God, I just took another donation from 1972 MYC. Let me click the magic money button. Thank you so much for your contributions. Love you all. I'll be back next week at 10 a.m. Central Time. That girl, adios. I'll see you Tuesday for our shopping trip. Love you all, mighty companions. Bye. Ah.